Okay, gentlemen, welcome to Online Guidance Lesson 1. Hopefully, you are logging into this lesson with the intent of pursuing advancements in your individual oral. Whether you are standard level or higher level, this session is for you. So, we are reviewing sevens in this session. Objective number 1, we're going to listen to 2 7 out of 7 individual oral assessments from last year and identify the components of each piece. Objective 2, compare their approaches and then through deconstruction, compare them to your own script. How similar are their existing submissions to yours? So, what exactly are you going to be doing while you're listening to each of these recordings? So for student A, activity 1, first you need to listen to the IO recording. But I don't want you to sit there bored, staring off into space. Instead, we're going to be proactive. I want you to identify the following. What is the structure of his introduction? Now, it may take you 20, 30 minutes to get through this 10-minute recording. Do it properly. Do it once. If you rush through this, you'll listen to it 4 or 5 times. While you're listening to the introduction, try and identify the stylistic features or literary devices that are identified in his thesis statement, so at the end of the introduction. We move then into the literary works. How many literary devices does he provide for his literary work? And how many literary texts does he reference? Does he use 3 or 4 or 5 poems and 2 literary devices, or the other way around? Once you've passed through section B, you'll now be at the halfway stage. How many stylistic features does he provide for his non-literary body of work? And how many non-literary texts does he reference? So again, all you're doing is deconstructing his individual oral with the intent of eventually comparing it to your own. These are 7 out of 7s. These were scored during the last academic year. So I think they're perfect for you to use. Now, step 2, activity 2. The same thing, but with student B. You're going to listen to their recording and do exactly the same. Deconstruct it, break it down. Next week, and as we get closer to recordings, I'm going to be providing you with even more 7s from IPS from last year, guaranteed, that were marked and validated by teachers and IB examiners. So, once you've done the second student, this is where we get to the comparison. Now that you've listened to both of the 7 out of 7 IO recordings, your job is now to identify the similarities in their recordings. Now, you've heard me say many times, there are a million ways to skin a cat. Well, similarly with the individual oral. So I want you to compare your notes from student A to student B. What features of the introduction do both submissions share? And what similarities do their literary and non-literary body of works have? Think about what mediums they use. Does one use a painting? Does one use an advertisement? Are we going for quantity or purely quality? Because you'll find that the quality of argument is what bolsters the score far more significantly than the number of non-literary works. So you may finish this session thinking, okay, I need to get rid of one of my poems or one of my non-literary works. These recordings are what we are all aiming for. Good luck.